Welcome back to Blockchain Pill. My name is Alex, and we're back with a special podcast here. I have here a mix of the team and the community of a sleeping gem inside the ICP ecosystem, a project that many of you who are inside the ICP know about. Without further ado, welcome to the show. I have here the co-founder of Onicai and FunnAI, Arjaan and Arthur, one of the leading community voices for FunnAI. Guys, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you guys here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So before we jump into the project, I want to let the people watching us know, who you guys are. So give us a brief introduction about, who you are and what you worked on inside the ISP ecosystem here. So Arjaan, let's start with you, please.
All right, that sounds good. So my name is Arjaan with a silent J.
Arjaan, okay.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, my name's Arjaan. It's Dutch, by the way, Dutch name. I live in the Detroit area in the US for a long time, and I've been in engineering, high performance computing my whole life, a software engineer, and I discovered the internet computer pretty quickly after its inception, and I was really blown away by the capabilities and the possibilities. So I jumped right in, and my focus was in trying to get chatbots to run on the internet computer. And over the years, chatbots evolved. That was in 2021, 22, and before the LLMs came in the existence. So things changed a lot, and I've been kept plugging away and kept doing more and more and more, developing core functionality on the internet computer, and that resulted in me teaming up with other ICP enthusiasts in this field, and we formed Onicai, which stands for on IC, on the internet computer, AI. So that's what we focus on.
Very nice. And we met earlier this year at an ICP event in Denver, all the way in Denver. And when we first met, you were just laying the basis for Onicai. You were just showing the first highlights of it. And
That's correct. Yes. Yeah. We had just really founded Onicai, and we had received the first grant to build the foundations for the FunAI project that we're going to talk about a lot today.
Wonderful. So thank you very much for being here. And now, Arthur, welcome. It's been a while since we first met. This is our second podcast together. How have you been? Please tell our viewers, who you are and what you've been doing inside the ISP ecosystem.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Arthur. I'm just always plugged into the ecosystem, whether it's on X or on Telegram or wherever. Just doing whatever I can to help this amazing ecosystem, the amazing people of the ecosystem. The reason that I'm like gung ho about Fun AI is because it's kind of obvious to me that with AI coming out, it's just like boom and it's there, and everybody's using AI, and it seems like ICP took a really smart position with that, and they're developing AI on the blockchain. And to me, FunAI is just the tip of the spear, the single project that people can invest in. That's like the front runner of the IC community. So that's why I'm really passionate about the project. So that's why I'm helping.
I want to give a shout out to you, Arthur, and I want to let Arjaan know you guys have an amazing community, and every single person that ever talked to me about Fun AI had only good things to say about it. And this podcast has been made possible by the Fun AI community. Arthur here orchestrated and got everybody together. So congrats to that. To me, this is super bullish that a community took it upon themselves, to get this kind of exposure. You guys are definitely building something interesting if you've got such a strong community. So let's start at the beginning and tell me how you guys started building Onicai to begin with.
I started really trying to run high performance computing software on the IC. And when the LLMs came out, that was a perfect example of such a high performance computing program that fits perfectly in the canister. So I developed some dedicated software to do that. I actually developed the C++ canister development kit that's out there. And there's an LLM inference engine called Llama CPP. If you look that up, you'll find it all over the place. It's industry standard for inference engines that you self-host and self-run with LLMs. And I managed to get that to run in a canister. So that was kind of very basic, very research, but the ability to run LLMs with Llama CPP in a canister was really in my opinion, a breakthrough of opening up the door for doing a lot of stuff. Then I got in contact with the co-founder of Onicai. His name is Patrick, and he came from a different angle. He was also interested in running AI in a decentralized manner, but he was going after an approach together with our third team member. His name is Nuno, to develop the ability to run LLMs directly in the browser. So it's not a really nice approach to run decentralized AI, but then have it hosted as an app from the internet computer and store the data back in the canisters of the internet computer. So we started talking to each other, and then the light bulb went off, and say, okay, if we combine the 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 fantastic front end work that they have done in the browser front end of the tool they built was really great, and then combine it with the stuff I had done to run AI directly in the canisters, then hey, we can make something really cool out of this, and that became Fun AI. So we said we can build a really nice um, no application that has a great user experience. It runs AI on the internet computer, but then what does it do, right? And at the same time, we were just talking and talking and talking and thinking, and we were involved with other community members about decentralized AI. And then the concept of proof of AI work was born. So the proof of AI work protocol that was created by Onicai, that was really a kind of a next milestone that we say, okay, if you want to do decentralized AI and you want to have all these AI agents that are out there and they're doing useful work, how do you actually make sure that these agents can prove that they have AI work done? How can you prove how they have done it? How can you validate that they have done it? And if they do good work, how do you then judge their work? And if they do good work, how do you reward their work? So that's kind of the cycle of proof of AI work is you do AI work, you need to prove it, you need to validate it, you need to judge it, you need to reward it. And that's Fun AI. That's what Fun AI does. But how do we
And
reward it? We reward it with a minted token. So that's the Fun AI token. And that's the I think what a lot of the community is excited about is this dual aspect that yes, it's a token, just a regular ICRC token, like any other token that you can buy and swap and do things with, but there's something behind it. There's an AI economy that we're building around that token. So
the phrase people used to me, when they described to me Fun AI, and I said this before the podcast, but I want to say it right now, was it's a money printer, is what the people said. So
yeah,
I'm really curious to find out how that comes to be. And I will have a follow-up questions about what are the benefits of hosting an AI on chain. But before that, I want to ask Arthur, what would be your description as a community member? What is Fun AI? How would you describe it to somebody who never heard about the Internet Computer Protocol or never heard about it? What's the shortest description that you can give about Fun AI? How does it work?
I would just say that it's revolutionary. The first ever in history, as far as I understand, proof of AI work. And considering AI is the future, it's exploding. Crypto is exploding. So this is to me the most exciting project probably on the IC.
And it has a mining mechanism similar to other projects like we've seen in our ecosystem and outside. What makes it different? Like, how is it different from a project like Bob, for example, that many people inside the ISP ecosystem are familiar with?
it has some similarities with Bob. From the mining perspective, that we use the ICP canisters to give rewards. So if we, I mean, the main difference really is that in order to earn a reward in the FunAI, the you have to buy. We call it a miner, an MAINER miner that literally does AI work. So in Bob, you just burn ICP to to join kind of a lottery to to have a chance to earn something. In FunAI, the first difference is that you actually do run an AI calculation on chain. Um, the, um, there's a judge involved, and it's not a pure lottery anymore to 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 get rewarded the minted token. But every time when a challenge is solved, so the miners they all give responses. Um, the top three they get the majority of the minted tokens for that particular challenge. But then every miner who submitted an answer will also receive something. So it's a little bit more fun, I would say, that on a more regular basis you'll see some fun AI show up in your account.
I'm looking here on the dashboard on funai.onicai.com, and I have an activity feed here with all events. And I see here questions. So there is a new challenge. Can a cryptocurrency be used to invest in real estate? So those are the blocks, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, those are the challenges today. Fun AI, the way it works is there's a challenge generator, which actually also runs on chain, right? There's an on chain LLM that on a regular basis generates a challenge about the topic. And we have configured right now 10 topics. And one of the topics, of course, is crypto. So out of the blue, this LLM comes up with a question about crypto. And this is one of them. So that question is then presented to all the miners. Right now, there are 719 miners that are working on these challenges, and they run their own chain LLM. They give the response back that goes then to the judge, which, by the way, is also an on-chain LLM, which judges the correctness of the responses, and then the reward is given. These challenges today, they're pretty simple. They're fun, and uh, they're the fact that the on-chain LLM can provide those answers, I think, is pretty impressive. If you keep an eye on what's going in, what's coming out, I think it's pretty cool. But we're going to build this out as well to more serious AI workloads, right? So that the miners, that's kind of the longer term vision of Fun AI, that it will not only solve these kind of arbitrary challenges with the chance to win some fun AI, but it will also do real workloads and then get rewarded for real workloads. That's a longer term vision. So we're still very early with this project in doing all of that.
That's very interesting because this was going to be a follow-up questions because those are some trivia questions which are cool that the miner that you have is actually able to solve those problems. But
Yeah,
what would be a future use case? Of what kind of real life work would it be able to do
yeah,
in the future?
yeah. Yeah, so the way you should envision it is almost like a job board, where the AI workers, these miners, they are just hungry for work to be done, and if we connect them with the correct questions that are phrased in the right way for the AI worker to solve them, then they can just pick it up, do the work, give the response, and then get rewarded for it. So you should think about it then as, and this goes back to this proof of AI work protocol, right? I mean, that's the whole core of it, that you can do these things, that there is an AI worker waiting for work to be done. Works comes in, and you can prove that this agent did that work, how they did it. And then if it's good work, you reward them for it. All those mechanisms are in place to be built out. And it becomes really AI as a service almost, or as a job board to solve AI, just the way you work with AI today. Maybe you're using it yourself as well for maybe community engagement, for marketing purposes, for reviewing documents, for whatever, right? So it goes in that direction to solve real workloads that are really truly beneficial for the person or company that orders that AI work to be done.
How far would you say we are from being replaced by this type of AI? Soon enough, you're not going to need people to do the basic jobs. So how far away do you think that is?
I see it more that everybody will be using AI. So I see it more that we are all going to become much more capable because suddenly we can do things that you just couldn't do in the past, right? Yeah.
So you think it's going to be an increase in productivity? For example, instead of hiring 3 people, you hire one with AI. So you think instead of that happening, it's going to be 3 people being 3 times as productive in the future?
Maybe, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes people say that it's going to be harder for new entrants into a certain job market to join in because there's no longer this learning phase, right? Like from a junior to a senior in a certain job position, because now the senior who knows everything can just use AI to be just as productive. But on the flip side, uh, the young people today they grow up with AI, so they can learn so fast, and I think there's going to be a whole new no way of the way people do work, and yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how people will be using AI. I mean, me myself too. I do things with AI that in the past I would not be able to do. So there's if you use it the right way, you just build up your own skills into fields that were unimaginable in the past.
I want to get to you, Arthur. Why are you so hyped about FunAI? Because we've been talking for the past couple of weeks, and FunAI was a project that you kept mentioning. So what is it for you?
Well, to me, I mean, first and foremost, as just somebody that's an investor in the IC, I think like most people in the IC, we're looking to make some money. It's probably the most no-brainer project on the IC because with I mean the market cap, if I remember correctly, today was like 175K. It's less than like basic meme coins that do nothing. Considering the fact that like trajectory, just strategic positioning of AI just is the future. Like the just and ICP really is also the future. So as people come in, they learn about ICP, they're going to look into all the projects, they're going to look into the top projects. They will find Fun AI. And to me, I mean, just running the numbers, it would be a complete shock if anybody that's passionate about AI would not want to invest. Passionate about AI and ICP would not want to invest into Fun AI. So that's like just bare bones like the reason that I was motivated. I'm also big on like helping the project because I think that Fun AI is something that, in a sense, can have influence that will benefit the internet computer ecosystem because the AI community is outside of crypto, is outside of ICP, is like, and that AI community is quite large and is growing like constantly. So Onicai, I mean, right now again, we're running very basic. I mean, FunAI is running relatively simple LMs, but to me, it's obvious that give it a year, give it 2 years, something really cool is going to happen, and the AI community could potentially be drawn into the ICP eco just from that. And I feel like it's kind of a community's duty to help a project get there. So, and the second thing that I really like about FunAI is tokenomics. I mean, the tokenomics, Arjaan could probably talk about it a little bit better, but it's very, very slow in its release. Like right now, it's been quick, but if you look at the numbers, like it is maybe 2, 3 times, if not four, than slower than Bob with house. So like we're looking into like the 2030s, 2031, 2032, where like the bulk of it will be mined. So for now, it's just like slow and steady mining, which I think is something that's also really, really attractive, and I also really liked.
For somebody who just looks at this podcast, thinks it's a good idea, and wants to be part of this money printing fun AI thing going on, how do they start? So they go to funai.onicai.com, and then what happens from there?
Today, if you go to funai.onicai.com, if you don't have a miner, you cannot do too much there. You can look at there's a really nice dashboard that shows you the how the network is operating, how many miners there are, what and there's some really good metrics overall about the protocol. You can look at it. Um, but there are a limited number of miners, and one of the phases we're in right now is to gradually increase the number of miners. We're going to increase it to 990. We're going to open up a marketplace soon. So once we have a marketplace, then people that have a miner, but maybe they, or maybe there's quite a lot of people that have multiple miners. They might have like 10, 15 miners, and they might be willing to sell it. So there's going to be a marketplace for the miners themselves, where you can then go and get your own miner, and then you have your FunAI printing machine. Uh, that that no, then you're part of the minting part of the mining part of FunAI. Beyond that, though, FunAI is a regular token. So if you're interested in the project, um, you can just go to ICP Swap or Kong Swap or anywhere, and just swap for FunAI and get the FunAI token that way. Um, Arthur mentioned the tokenomics, and that's the engine behind it, because you have these two things, right? Yeah, well, it's actually there's so many things involved. You have the FunAI token, you have the minter, which on a regular basis mines tokens and gives as a reward to the miners. These miners, they receive the FunAI token, and they can decide what to do with it. I'm just going to hold it, and I'm going to hope it's going to go up. Others, they say, well, maybe I'm going to be smart about it. I'm going to put it in liquidity pool in ICP Swap. Others say, well, I'm just going to sell enough FunAI so I can keep my miners going. There's all these different strategies that you can have, and if you join the community in the open chat, it's very interesting because a lot of those discussions are happening. Like, what's the best way to do with your miners and with your FunAI tokens? Um, so on top of all that, we have also built, and the co-founder Patrick, he was really instrumental in that. He created the whole tokenomics engine. We have a treasury canister, and it does a lot of things. So a miner is basically running AI, and in order to run AI on chain, you need to burn cycles. You need to burn a lot of cycles. In effect, FunAI, I think today burns about 12% of the total cycles that the internet computer burns. We have seen phases where FunAI was burning up to 30% of all the cycles that are being burned by ICP. So in a way, this project also really benefits ICP in general by burning so many cycles and driving that tokenomics part of the internet computer. But in order for an owner of a miner to keep receiving these rewards of FunAI, they need to top up their miner. And the way you do that is you go to FunAI Onicai.com, you go to your miner, you click on top up, and then you can top it up with ICP, Bob. That we love the Bob community as well. You can also use CKBTC, and if you top up your miner, then the protocol takes 10% of what you spent on top on basically buying cycles for your miner. The protocol takes 10%. Not we as the team, we don't take anything out of the protocol. It all stays in there. So the protocol takes 10% that goes into the tokenomics engine, and it does automatic things like it automatically adds to the liquidity pool, for example, on ICP swap. Um, so and more things are being built in to make that tokenomics engine really create that flywheel to drive demand for FunAI.
So currently, the use case of the FunAI token, besides speculation, is to fuel the miners to be able to get more FunAI.
As a miner, you just receive the FunAI, and then you can do whatever you want with it. But the miners need to be topped up, and for that you use ICP or CKBTC or BOB, and every now and then we make it available that you can also use FunAI directly to top up your miners. but that requires to burn FunAI and give cycles in return. And that's not a standard feature, but we sometimes make available cycles to do that. Yeah.
And during the times when you tried doing that, have you seen any like deflationary or any positive move in the price?
We've seen some of that, yes, yeah. So there's actually a lot of FunAI that has been burned over the recent months. Pretty soon we're going to have another. We call it the FunAI bonfire. I think it's going to be next week. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have another FunAI bonfire, where we're going to make cycles available that you can use your FunAI to just get cycles in return of it, and then the protocol will burn that FunAI.
To me, this sounds like it would enable this kind of flywheel where people, instead of dumping their fun AI, they just burn it to keep their miners going.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you did mention that in the future there are gonna be 900 available miners, and right now, how
919.
many are there?
Yeah. So right now we're at 719. We just had another reverse auction. Was last week, I think, where there were another 12 miners were made available for the community, and we did a reverse auction. That was really fun. You went to funnyeye.com, and there was a dialogue and said, okay, we have 10 miners up for sale. Price right now is 1,000 ICP, and every minute the price dropped. And
And what
I
did
think
they
the
end
first
up?
one sold around 300 ICP or so. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Like how much
Yeah.
how much money, how much fun AI tokens is a miner getting?
So what happened with that ICP is, so if somebody bought a miner for 300 ICP, the protocol took 10% of that, and that goes into the tokenomics engine. All the rest is converted into cycles, and the miner was topped up with those cycles. So there's a miner that whoever bought it received a miner with a huge load of cycles that will just start participating in a protocol.
Okay, but I was wondering, like, how much money would a miner produce if somebody was willing to buy it for 300 ICP? That's a pretty serious
Yeah,
amount.
I don't have those numbers actually, but yeah.
Maybe Arthur can tell us. So, Arthur, are you mining FunAI right now as we speak?
I am not.
You're
Um,
not.
I am not. No, I just buy, invest. Help however I can. I missed the reverse auction. I'm looking forward to the marketplace in a few weeks. I think it's they mentioned like late November, early December,
Yeah, yep,
and see if I can get a miner on the cheap, hopefully.
yep.
I'll do a follow up video when I actually dive into the platform and get myself my own miner, but that will have to be when the marketplace actually comes to life. So when do you expect that is going to happen?
Yeah, as Arthur said, probably in December we'll get the marketplace up and running. So internally we have it all functional. We went through the beta testing and the QA, and it all looks good. So we're gonna roll it out pretty soon, and then that will be a nice feature. Yeah. We also have other. So we have more reverse auctions coming up, where people can join and buy their own miner, and we have on a regular basis community challenges going on where people can earn a whitelist spot. So we're also going to have a more regular public sale with whitelist spots. And the last one we did, for example, we asked people to put some posts out on X, on why they want to have a miner, and drive some engagement that way. And we scored the posts. And if you reach a certain number of points, then you were whitelisted for a miner. So we're
Okay.
trying to get the miners into the hands of a lot of people. We don't want to be all centralized. We try to get more and more people to get their miner, and hopefully the way we do it is helping with that. So we don't have just one person with 990 miners, but a lot of
That's true. And
people.
do you have like an idea on how decentralized the miners are right now? Like how
It's
many?
really hard. It's really hard to find it out, because um, you can have multiple accounts, right, in funnyeye.com. So it's
That is true.
yeah. So it's really all anonymous, so we don't know. So we can only guess. We do have a
Maybe.
guess. We do think it's between 150 and 300. So yeah.
Maybe you could use some of the proof of personhood for
Yes,
for the.
that's what we were thinking about as well. Yeah, yeah. From
To
designing
me,
that.
that's the best way, and it's also
Yeah.
on the Internet Computer Protocol. It's the only place where you can actually do it in a decentralized way. That would be interesting. Would it be possible to give me a few, whitelist spots to give out to my community in the upcoming video whenever you guys do any more sales of those
Hmm.
miners? That would be cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, yeah. Let me take that back to the team. Yeah. How
Okay,
many are you
that's
thinking about?
whatever you guys feel comfortable with. I
Okay.
will coordinate with Arthur here, and we can work something out just to know how many we
Yeah.
give out. Implement the personhood thing, because I also don't want somebody to have like 20 miners while others are struggling to get one. Arthur, do you have anything to say in the ending of this podcast?
The call to action: buy FunAI and get ready for the marketplace, because ultimately it just turns on a flywheel. Next halving is in roughly a month, and also ICP like may or may not, like if it pops off and a bunch of people come in, they go into the AI, for the AI reasons. Yeah, just expect some gains. That's all I got to say about that.
That's what I'm also saying the same thing. If this ICP run is gonna be confirmed, like all of the serious projects are gonna go crazy, like they did it back in 2024 in March when we had the previous run of ICP. The world is looking for quality projects with non-anon teams. I think everybody's tired of anon developers. They're looking for actual developers that are building real stuff, and that's where the attention is gonna go. Arjaan, do you have a final message for the blockchain pill community and the Onicai community?
I really want to express my gratitude for everybody because it's just been a great ride when we got great support when we came out with the product. Immediately, a community sprung up around it, starting doing things on their own with the project and talking about it and driving it. We had a few rough spots also at one point where the protocol was kind of struggling, and we got through that. And I'm super excited. And now with Arthur, with you driving this initiative, really excited about it. Yeah.
This has never happened before. A group of the community to unite together to make a podcast possible. This is a first for me as well, and I want to congratulate you because you're definitely doing something good. If you have some people so willing to actually help this project win. So congrats for what you're building. I'm going to look deeper into it, see what's going on, and thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and make sure to follow them on their X profile and join their open chat group. The links are going to be in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.